There are many different colorblind modes in Fortnite, but which one is truly the best for Chapter 3? Well, today, that is exactly what we're going to find out. We'll be taking a look at the many different colorblind modes to see which one allows us to see in the storm the easiest, and which one makes the game look the best as well. And if you're new around here, I make tips and tricks videos for beginners and experienced players multiple times per week, so subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and you can always change your mind later if you want to. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So kicking off this video, these colorblind modes will be tested on performance mode, which you should be using for the best performance possible, especially in Chapter 3. But before testing out the colorblind modes, we're going to do a general rundown of what exactly a colorblind mode is. So as the name implies, a colorblind mode is essentially a setting meant for people with different types of colorblindness, hence the different selection of colorblind modes that Fortnite offers. However, in recent chapters, colorblind modes have been used in Fortnite as a means to have your game look more vibrant, and some colorblind modes have been used to help you see in the storm easier, hence giving you a slight competitive advantage. So with that said, which one is the best? So starting off with Deuteronop 10 with our brightness set to 100%, you can see the game looks very different. It's super contrasted and definitely not as bright as Fortnite usually is. And you can see that the sky looks super contrasted and the trees have very defined shadows on them, and it's overall just a very contrasted version of Fortnite. And as for the storm, it is a super dark blue and it's pretty difficult to see through, but I'll give my final verdict on the best colorblind mode at the end of this video. And then we have Protanope. It's essentially a less contrasted version of Deuteronop, but you can still see that the contrast is still there, but it definitely isn't as extreme as Deuteronop is. The game is still pretty heavily contrasted, but the tree shadows do definitely look a bit lighter, and the game looks slightly more vibrant and brighter, but not by very much. And now for the storm, as I expected, it is a slightly lighter blue, allowing you to see in the storm just a little bit easier, but not by very much. And then the final colorblind mode we have is Tritanope, and as you can see, the game looks much brighter. You can still see the contrast from the other modes, but the game looks much brighter and the sky looks super vibrant, and the game just looks a ton better in my opinion. And as for the storm, this is definitely going to be the best option out of the three. With the grass being a light to dark green and the storm being a nice light blue, it allows you to distinguish the storm from the environment around you so much easier, and it's definitely one of the best colorblind modes in my opinion. But now that we've seen the different colorblind modes, let's go ahead and take off colorblind mode and see how that looks. And here is no colorblind mode, and I mean, the game looks alright and it's nothing really special. It's kind of dull, it's just bland, and the storm is also a darker blue and it's slightly harder to see, but it's okay. And now that we've seen exactly what each colorblind mode looks like, what is the best one? Now ultimately the choice is going to be up to you, but here are my 2 cents. In my opinion, Tritanope easily takes the cake on both making the game look as good as possible, as well as giving the storm a wonderful contrast with the environment, making it incredibly easy to see into the storm. Now I'm going to take this part directly from Papa Jarian himself, but Jarian recommends using Tritanope on colorblind strength 10, and then he goes ahead and raises his brightness all the way up to 150%, and I also highly recommend that. It gives the storm an even better contrast with the environment, making it even easier to see through, and it just makes the game look fantastic in my opinion. Now ultimately, like I said before, the choice is going to be up to you when it comes to choosing the best colorblind mode for you. You could find that Tritanope 10 with your brightness on 150 is too bright, and therefore you might like something a bit lighter, like your brightness only on 100% and your colorblind strength on 5, and so on. So what I recommend is just hopping into some games and testing out each of the colorblind modes and strengths just to figure out which one is going to work the best for you. So with all of that being said, guys, that's going to end off today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, because I make tips and tricks videos like this many times per week. And if you'd like to go the extra mile to support me further, popping in code Cozmos in the item shop would help me out so much, and I'd really appreciate it. So with all that being said, guys, I hope you all have yourselves an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one.